Hey, lately I've been getting a lot of folks mentioning AI to me, specifically in reference to art. And I don't want to come off like a big smarty pants, but there's a lot of things going on here I don't think people realize, and that has to do with largely what it means to be human. So people have talked about artificial intelligence, but what are you really talking about? Is it consciousness? And you may know that consciousness is not the thought itself, it's the witness to the thought. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, we already have things that are like that. Thermostat on your air conditioner, heater, is basically artificial intelligence. It's taking in information and making choices in a sort of mechanical fashion. But in terms of art, and years ago I had someone say to me, they're in the tech industry, and they said that they had this idea for a program to write songs. Now I write songs. I've written thousands and thousands of songs, and my immediate reaction was, how is the program going to know what I want to say? And really, that's the whole thing. So people are getting worried about this AI art stuff, and people are going to be out of work and so on. And think about it, take it to an extreme. Say, for example, you have a robot performer, pop star. They're not human, and they write their own songs, and they jump around on stage and have records. Well, not records, but songs and things like that. And is it possible that they would have a huge following and a fan base? I guess anything's possible, but I don't think that's likely. So, in the entertainment field, we've seen all kinds of things come to an end. Radio stations to a large degree, music albums, vinyl, CDs even, cassette tapes, all these things come to an end for various economic reasons. Basically all being forced down a funnel, in a sense, by the moneyed interests who want to try to squeeze us a little more. So artificial intelligence, I would add, is linked to money. These ideas are. In a similar sense, what's happening now with this subject popping up all over the internet is that people are also using it to try to channel you in a specific direction, certain direction, for their benefit. So many people have engaged in a sort of fear mongering. David Icke springs to mind. He basically goes around farming other people's works, takes out the bits that are the scariest, and then promotes the hell out of those. Whether it's Earth is a slave planet, or reptilians are taking over, and all this sort of stuff. So this AI thing, it's like, okay, well, when it comes to predicting the future, have we been good at that? Have we ever really nailed it? When you think about the history of science fiction, you had all these guys, many had science backgrounds, and they wrote and wrote and wrote. All thousands and thousands of books, stories, series, novels, all this stuff. Not a single one of them foresaw the smartphone or the PC or any of it. They thought it was going to be robots. Well, maybe robots are coming. But anyway, my point is they missed it all. They missed it. And so when it comes to predicting the future, it's so complex. Events that are happening, all the variables, that to even try to make specific predictions about the future is, to me, kind of laughable. So I think you can make general predictions, and a general prediction would be that money will continue to run everything until the system destroys itself. And that sort of thing has happened in the past. It seems to be a sort of cycle. So anyway, getting back to AI and art, artists are getting panicky. Oh, we're not going to be able to, we're going to be replaced, you know. And I've noticed something when I stayed at some hotels recently. You used to be in the hotel, in the halls and in your room and things, you know, there'd be these pictures, and they would usually be photographs or actual reproductions, prints of paintings. Well, now, guess what? All the hotels I've been in, the artwork or whatever they are, they're all digital. They have no human fingerprint whatsoever. So anyway, if people want to promote this fear state, this dystopic idea of us all being replaced by AI, then I mean, one thing about this attitude is that it requires no energy. It doesn't require that you get off the couch. You just watch people talking about it and you go along with it. So if you want to try to resist it or do something about it, it's going to take energy. What is a better future? You know, what do we need to do? Do we need to bring back, you know, albums, CDs? Will that help things? You know, when you think about it, going back 150 years, something like that, music, you know, a house would have a piano and sheet music, and in the evenings people would sit around the piano and sing together, which was a wonderful thing. You know, it didn't have to be a church, and the songs didn't have to be hymns or anything like that. And what happened? It's like, well, first radio came along. So now radio's doing the entertaining for you. So now you are doing less. You know, are you as good as singers you would have been if that hadn't happened? No. So it tends to eradicate relationships and your skills. So then what happens? You know, pretty soon movies come along. And, you know, in one sense, movies can be a sort of a fable, you know, and you might learn something from them or something like that. But pretty soon we had a culture that was worshiping movie stars, very focused on celebrities, films, new releases, things like that. And it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger until now you have people watching Netflix all day long, things like that. Sporting events, people are still, you know, people watch them on TV, people still attend them. But to go a little off topic here, sporting events, you know, when you watch someone do something physical, like say jump over a fence maybe or something, or, you know, you kind of empathize with it. Your body may even move. You go, ooh, got to get over there, you know. It's like, well, what did you do? You didn't do anything. You sat on the couch and went, ooh, like that. You know, it was whoever it was playing the sport that did all the work. So we have that sort of thing now, you know, football, things like that. I mean, there's a limit to it. There's no blood necessarily, though plenty of people have died. Plenty of people had their bodies destroyed. But it's essentially like ancient Rome, like the Colosseum. It's just a matter of degree. So just like you could call entertainment industry the opiate of the masses. So anyway, it's not that there's necessarily anything wrong with any of these things, you know, film, art, story, music, whatever. But, you know, perhaps it's just better in moderation and to be aware of, you know, when it's being taken too far. So anyway, the AI thing, people are talking about it. Most people are holding it up as an attention-getting flag. It's like, oh, aren't you afraid? Here's something to be very afraid of. And it's, it's working. People are talking about it on YouTube, things like that. And unfortunately, someone sent me something the other day. It was, an expert on artificial intelligence, computer intelligence design, stuff like that. So they were talking about the ramifications and potential scenarios and things like that. It's like, this person is so specialized in one area. They don't know anything about societal dynamics, personal psychology, all these other things that play into it. But they're an expert with one set of lenses on. And, we need to talk to them. It's like, no, you don't. It's not that their opinion isn't of value. It's just, as I said, a lens. It's one way of looking at things. And really, there are all kinds of ways of looking at things. And what you need to do, if you can, is use as many lenses as you possibly can. So, for example, a lot of people just use politics, or they use religion. That's my way of seeing everything. And it's limiting. And in some cases, it's intentionally limiting because people feel safer that way. All the big choices have been made for me by higher power, something like that. And anyway, I'll close this by mentioning a t-shirt, a slogan I've been seeing lately, which basically says, "Not today, Satan." And the first time I saw one wearing this shirt, I went around behind them to look at the back of the shirt because I thought it was a joke. I thought the back of the shirt would say, "Maybe tomorrow," or "Tomorrow definitely." So, anyway, yeah, I'll leave it there. Ciao.